Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Music of the Week. Sorry I haven't really done a video in a while. I just didn't really see the point of getting this done over the weekend, so I'm doing it today instead. So let's just do it. Got about 5 albums to cover, so let's not waste any more time, let's get into it. We are kicking off somewhat appropriately with a debut. Toronto, Ontario, Canada's own Bad Waitress with their debut album, No Taste. I'm not going to show the album cover because it's a bit risque. And, it's the first risque album cover in a while. I think this album, though, for a debut, gets a B. It's got that solid old-school Riot Girl feel that I've always enjoyed about punk. Really solid musical chops, really solid, instrumentation. Really good lyrics as well. But yeah, it's pretty good. It is a bit on the short side, but for as long as it lasts, it is still quite a fun and punchy bit of punk. So, yeah, not a bad debut from these ladies, and they are all ladies, although they might not all identify fully as ladies, so if they don't, I apologise. Next up is a shift in both country and tone. Convex with their 8th album, Graveside Confessions. Convex are from San Diego County, California. They're a band I've known about for a few years now. I did miss their last album, World War X, just not wanting to listen to it, but now more of a deathcore boy, and you know what, yeah, these are a long-serving American deathcore band for a reason, giving this album a B+. Really enjoyed this one. Had a lot of fun with it. I didn't really have fun. You can't really have fun with deathcore, but I liked it. Really good lyrical themes. I really enjoyed a lot of the song structuring. There was some really good elements of black metal that really added a lot to the album. It's far from perfect, and it is a bit on the long side slightly, especially because any version I tried to listen to had 3 extra songs that were just redos for this, because there was an EP named Graveside Confessions that came out shortly before the album did. So I just stopped before that point, but yeah, for the most part, packs a lot of wallop, really good lyrics, really a lot of the riffs and solos as well, really good solo work on this album, and just a pretty solid deathcore album from a band who probably do this shit on the regular, they got 7 albums before this, so I can only assume that they're just as good. Next up we go to Philadelphia in the good old US of A, of staying in the US for now, with Grayscale and their 3rd album, Umbra. Now, I listened to Grayscale's last album, Nella Vita, and quite enjoyed it. It wasn't in a top list of 2019 or anything, but it was a pretty solid bit of pop-punk alternative rock. This album has been getting a lot of rave reviews from critics. I just didn't get it. I'm giving it a C. It just felt really below par from what I was expecting from them. A lot of people are saying, oh, they found their sound. No, they found their sound on the last album. There's just way too much of a pop rock element to this that I don't really enjoy. The production really hurts this a lot, and they're on Fearless, I think. I expected a bit better, to be honest. I expected this album to be better. It's just boring and repetitive, doesn't really do a lot. It doesn't really feel exciting, it doesn't really mix things up. I guess it's just because I've got a lot of Turnstile's new album stuck in my head, and I'm just thinking, yeah, a lot of bands should try and live up to that standard. Grayscale don't even live up to the standard of their last album, which, again, wasn't the best, but it was a damn sight better than this one, so yeah, I know, just really average pop rock punk. I didn't enjoy this. I thought I was going to, and I went in completely blind. I didn't listen to any singles or anything before this, but yeah, I would recommend skirting around this one. It's just okay, hence the C. That's okay, I think. That's a C. We're going to move on. Next up, we have the band who's been around for the longest on this list, probably the band that's been around for the longest on any video I've done for Music of the Week, Iron Maiden with their 17th album, Senjutsu, which translates to Tactics and Strategy. Thank you, Wikipedia. So, this is my first full Maiden album, but obviously I know who Maiden are. I've known about them pretty much since I was born. And, yeah, I don't really need to tell you where they're from. London, England. I'm going to do it anyway. And I also don't need to tell you that this album gets an A+, but I'm going to say it anyway because it does absolutely incredible stuff from Maiden. For my first full album by them as well, I wanted to try and get into Book of Souls from what I heard about it, but also from what I heard, not as many people were into that, so I was like, maybe I should just avoid it. But yeah, no, Senjutsu, amazing songwriting, a tiny bit wanky, but it's earned. Most of it's wankery because these are a band who, they've been around for over 40 years. They can wank as much as they like. I'm keeping that clip in. Fuck it, that can stay. Anyway, yeah, really good lyrics. I like how they stick to their usual themes and try to tell a bit more, some more compelling stories than like the songs I've heard from them before. Obviously, some of their bigger singles, and yeah, really solid production as well. The band just sound amazing. I mean, most of these fuckers are pushing their 70s right now, and they sound great. Bruce Dickinson sounds amazing still. It's goddamn unfair, but yeah, this album absolutely 100% kicks ass, so I'd recommend this one the most. And finally for this one, let's go back to Santiago for Malison with their second album, Death Embraced, as I just mentioned there, from San Diego, California. And I did not really enjoy this one. I'm giving it a D. So I think it's just because I heard this not long after listening to Senjutsu, and it just feels like it tries so hard to copy those older heavy metal bands, and it just doesn't do anything good by that standard. I don't know. It's a bit of a jumbled mess. It just falls into so many of the tropes, and not even the bad tropes. They try to go for the good tropes, but they just don't get them right. There's, again, nothing compelling and nothing really shifting. But unlike Grayscale's new album, I did have to look at my list, unlike Grayscale's new album, it doesn't really... No, it sort of progresses less despite trying to do more. I find that weird, just really boring lyrics. Okay, some of the solos are pretty decent, but that's it. Like, the album's got good solos, but riffs that feel familiar, lyrical themes that feel like I've heard them before. Again, because Iron Maiden's album was before this, that could just be on me. And yeah, just boring production. The production on this one is a surprising mess. Considering how much it tries to keep clean, it does not hide anything too well. I don't know. And it's so almost insultingly short, but padded out like hell. And there's the reason I'm giving this album a D. Lowest grade on this video. Didn't like it. Really didn't like it. I tried to understand it a bit better, and I'd heard maybe one song before it, so I was kind of excited, but then I just listened to the full thing. I was like, nah, not for me. Let's just go to the end now. I'm sad. So that will about do it for another episode of Music of the Week. I will see you soon, presumably, for another episode. And tomorrow night for PBW vs ABW, I got the card sorted out for that, so that is going to be fucking grand, mates. I'm looking forward to that. This is really, really good. Got big shit coming. Big shit. Huge. Huge. As for what's next from me after tomorrow, a random game stream on Friday. Gonna be doing the new Spiritfarer update for Beverly because they just added that character in. Really looking forward to doing that. And after that, more another episode of Music of the Week, and probably by next week the next episode of Backtracking, because I'm going to be doing the Longest Johns. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've got planned. Oh, also a possible Fight the Night review, because there wasn't a UFC card this past weekend. There is one this weekend, so we'll see what happens there. But that's really all I've got planned. And as always, thank you for watching. You're awesome. Bye-bye.